First, we bought lands on Sandbox, 3 big lands. On the first one, we're doing exclusive luxury district, 150 villas that we're currently selling as an NFT. Each villa is between 4 and 6 is a different style of villa, different village, different cities. The name of a village can become the name of a brand. Like the NFT, at first, it will be a village that nobody knows. And if I sign a big brand in 3 months, you will wake up and say, wow, now this is the Gucci, Dior, or Louis Vuitton village.
All right, let's do this. I'm very, very happy to get you finally on my show after many, many months. And I know between Christmas, you're a difficult guy to catch. Very, very busy, I imagine, on your end, building a digital fucking world. So yeah, today's session is going to be great.
Thank you very much for having me today, Darren. Yes, it's been super busy, but very exciting time in both the NFT space, in the Metaverse space, in this crazy world.
Yeah, like I think for you as well, like, you know, you just kind of like, you were the first person I see to really nail down and double down on this. And I think I saw it through like LinkedIn. And it's funny, I saw like the JPEG like NFT first, and I was just thinking like, you know, like when you go JPEG, you just never go back. And I just knew this dude was super serious from there on out. But like, what was your kind of, you know, awakening towards this? So has the metaverse been creeping up on you? Has NFTs been creeping up on you? And you just saw the opportunity and said, let's go balls deep?
Yes, so first, since I am a kid, I collect stuff, right? So when I was a kid, I was collecting stamp and coins with my dad, as an example. When I grew up, I was collecting Pokemon cards. Then later on, when I had a bit of money, I started a collection of watches and art. So for the last bit more than 12 months, I was first NFT collectors, right? But there's different kind of NFTs. I started by collecting football cards on this game called So Rare, where, example, I had a Cristiano Ronaldo card, and you have your team, and if your players are doing well in real life, you're getting a yield. You're getting some free NFTs. Basically, you make money depending on real life performance. Then after, I was looking at digital lands, and there's different game like Sandbox, Decentraland, something called OVR, and also you have the third category, which are all the profile picture, which is more about the community, like the CryptoPunk and the Bored Ape. So first I collected a bit of everything, and 6 months ago I decided to create my own company, Exclusible.
Yeah, and like, you know, when it really kind of launched, so obviously people were saying first that, like, you know, it's just a JPEG, you can kind of right click it. So like for you, when you're looking at that kind of ownership element, especially in terms of the metaverse, was there always that kind of like, okay, there's layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, you know, we're only at the very touching the surface? Because like, you know, the critics obviously would say that, like, you know, in future state it's going to go nowhere. But have you always looked at the opportunity of real estate, for example? I know we'll go into a lot more detail, but was there always that kind of collectibles or ownership element for you?
So the starting point was with Exclusible was to create an NFT platform for luxury brand. At the very beginning, we didn't have in mind the metaverse when we created the company a bit more than 6 months ago, because on OpenSea, we see it as a kind of a eBay, right? You have a bit of everything. And the same way a luxury brand would not sell luxury item on eBay, they would sell item on farfetch.com or netaporte.com. So we were saying, okay, let's create this luxury platform for NFT, for supercars, watches, fashion, jewelry, beauty brands, and celebrities. But what happened is that about 2 to 3 months ago, Facebook changed its name into Meta. Now everyone suddenly have been talking about the metaverse. Adidas did a move into Sandbox, Sandbox, which is one of the 2 main metaverse. Snoop Dogg did a move into Sandbox. So now everyone is talking about it. And when we have meeting with brands, now 70% of the discussion is about metaverse and 30% about NFT. So we identified this need for them so that we can help them, because there's so many things you can do in the metaverse. You can do a product launch like an event or a party for 2 hours. You can do a fashion week, like Decentraland will do a fashion week end of March. Or you can have a shop in the metaverse. And now we see the NFT as a product and the metaverse as the experience. If you want to buy a Gucci bag, what do you do in real life? You go in the shop, a Gucci shop. So it's the same that going in the shop in the metaverse. Or you buy the Gucci bag on farfetch.com or Gucci.com. So it's the same as buying the NFT on exclusible.com. So at the end of the day, I think it makes perfect sense, and that everything happening in real life will also happen in the metaverse.
I laughed there because one of the quotes I took down was from your post about NFT as the product, Metaverse as the experience, because it's fucking sick, and I completely like understand that like relationship. But what's funny, right, is the fact that when NFTs started, you kind of had people like deliberately shitting on it. But the second Meta, this is my observation, the second Facebook changed to Meta, and we rebranded crypto to Web 3.0, everything became okay. It was like you want to sell this Gucci bag. It's like, of course we would do it on Web 3.0 because it has a more enhanced experience versus the read and write of Web 2.0. And it just became like this like kind of like marketing thing, which is quite interesting. So like, what was your kind of thoughts on that? Because like for me, obviously I see like value in it, but I'm just saying from a marketing perspective, it was really like a flick of a dice, wasn't it? It was like, okay, Facebook changed, and then obviously you've Roblox and Snap that, and they were saying this is your exposure, when the reality was you had people like OpenSea and Sandbox fucking building universes there on the outside.
Yes. So, many times you read article of people saying, yeah, metaverse is the future, maybe in 10 years. But actually, NFT market is maybe about 1 million or a bit more of trader on OpenSea. But metaverse is already a reality. If you look at Roblox, it's 42 million users per day. And 1 in 3 users change their clothes every day in the game. So if you ask a kid in the US, 12 years old, 12 years, you ask him, what do you want for Christmas? You prefer a Gucci t-shirt or you prefer a t-shirt in the game in Roblox? Like 80 or 90% of them will say, of course, I prefer a t-shirt in the game. And for them, it's just normal, because why I would buy a physical t-shirt that the price will always go down, it will get damaged. I can't show to my friends that are all over the world. So it's funny because for them it's an obvious that it should be the t-shirt on Roblox.
And there was a very good documentary on this by, I think it was Bloomberg Quick Takes. I think it could have been one of your friends, one of the NFT people that were interviewed, and they were saying that from a collectibles perspective. So let's say you do buy the Gucci bag, or let's say you buy something that's like a very handcraft made product. If you buy that in the real world, you do have to keep that at home in your fucking safe, or in a particular room. Whereas now there's the opportunity to go online and they show this to other people. Now, that concept alone, people were saying, well, I don't know, is that what people want to do? But if you think about it, it's what we're doing already through the likes of Instagram, through Twitter, that kind of like live fast kind of life of people spending so much money. That's already being done. So it's like, so where I think about this is like, from your perspective, when you have all these collectible items, the good clothes, the luxury brands, you can then show these people and potentially make money off it. Like if you had your products and you wanted to sell it to your mate, surely there's a margin there you can make, and then the platform can make in between.
Yes, I think this is what, like, when somebody wear a Rolex watch or drive a Ferrari, you don't wear the watch to give you the time, right? You can buy a $5 watch to have the time, and you can wear a shitty car, drive a rubbish car, right? So it's a social status, right? But with the COVID, you stay at home and you have to express yourself digitally. So if you have a Ferrari, stay in the garage with the COVID, it doesn't move at all. So the best way to express what you have, and it's basically on social media. And this is what people do on Instagram, right? You see people, they go in a very nice restaurant, very nice hotel to show that they have an amazing life. So this is one category of NFTs. And the other main category, I would say, it's all related to gamer play to earn, like the example of the football cards, where people basically, they love something. In that case, they love football, and they can make money, compete with other people. And also you have everything related to artists, right? So it's a good way as well with the royalty on secondary market. So it's very important, because today, if you're an artist and you sell in a gallery, the gallery is going to make 50%, and you will make money once, right? The gallery will sell something for $10,000. The artist will get $5,000. The gallery $5,000. But after that, maybe the price will go 10x, but the artist will not make money, right? Whereas with the royalty, it's amazing, because you can make money forever. So it's great for the even for the singer, this kind of artist, not only the painter, pretty much all the creative people, and it make it super interesting. And the same when we speak with brand, because our business, we spend our days talking with brand, and we tell them, look, you see your Gucci bag, you sell it once. Or take the example of Patek Philippe Nautilus watch example. There's a waiting list. It's difficult to get it. If you get the watch for 30,000, you have something like 8 years of waiting list, and the next day you can sell it for double the price on another website, right? So, but Patek Philippe is not making money on that. Whereas if you tell them, look, if your watch is sold 1,000 times, you will make money 1,000 times, and for them it's amazing because they have and it gives them an incentive to engage with the community as well, to target a new audience, and to have a alignment of interest. Because I also think that people, if you look at influencer marketing on Instagram, it used to work well, and now it works less and less. If you're a startup, you want to do marketing and you pay an influencer, they do a post. Now it doesn't work that much because people, they understand, you follow a page, you say, well, they're still trying, 5 times a day trying to sell me something to make money. So just follow a page on Instagram was cool 10 years ago. But now the best way to be in it with them is to own a token, to own an NFT, to have to feel close and to have a full alignment of interest, knowing that if this influencer, this artist, this brand or whatever is doing well, I should do well also. And this is
you're
what
taking part of it.
when I wake
You
up
have,
this morning, it was amazing because our NFT was all-time high. Why? Because we announced a partnership with a brand, with a watch brand called Louis Moinet, and people got excited. So the price went up because to buy the Louis Moinet NFT, you need our NFT. So everyone was super happy because it was an all-time high for the NFT. And this is what I like. It's the alignment of interest that we can do well as a company, but also the community who bought this NFT can do well, and the NFT can increase in value if it has a concrete utility.
of course, of course. When you're working with brands or you're trying to, like, let's say, pitch them, what do you think are some of like the challenges for them to like get on board with this? Because it's obviously like a bonkers concept. So like, let's say you're working in textiles or a particular area, to even like think about moving digital seems pretty crazy. But I did see a lot of fashion weeks during COVID do a digital version of it anyway. But like, has there been people that have just been, very resistant to the change, or are they trying to get on board?
Yeah. So first of all, so we do different things. We do supercars, watches, fashion, jewelry, and beauty brands. For fashion, it's quite obvious because you can do digital fashion for your avatar, like wearable in a game and in the metaverse. But not all the brand wants that, right? So the first thing is to understand the history of the brand. Some brands, they want to do something related to the heritage of the brand. They're very traditional. Some other brands, they want to be cool and innovative, so they want to do stuff in gaming. And some brands, they are more about artistic, so to do artistic collaboration with an artist. And it's all about finding, we tell them, well, what do you want? Do you want to do money? Do you want to look cool and have 50 articles in the media? Do you want to sell NFT to your current base of client, or do you want to target a new audience of younger people? So this is really important to understand what they need, what is their problem. This is a question: what is your problem? And sometimes say, okay, my problem is that the customer are getting older, and we want to look cool, so we need to do something a bit innovative. And another challenge which is important is to understand, are they willing to integrate this NFT into their CRM program? Because most of their brands, they already have VIP clients. So we tell them, well, if you sell NFTs, it's very important to understand that it's not the end. It's only the beginning. It's not like you sell, you make money, and you run. Because the community is going to send you message on Twitter every day, right? Asking question, what is the roadmap? What are you going to do? So this is important to tell them, well, there's two options. Either you sell something exceptional, right, that like Dolce & Gabbana did, where they sold 9 NFTs for something like $5 million. So here, it's not about community building, it's about doing something exceptional. Or do you want to do something like you said, 1,000 NFTs at $200? And here you have to be willing to engage with the community, integrate in your CRM program, give sometimes some real life utility, sometimes connect the digital world with a physical product as well, invite people to event and stuff like that.
That just shows kind of how it's going to be like an ongoing thing that, like, that even depending on people's like a particular idea at the time, if you have a brand that's coming back for more and if you're servicing them on an ongoing basis, well, then that means they're going to need maintenance, they're going to need that roadmap, they're going to need to build out a 6, 12, 18-month strategy. And then it's going to constantly kind of evolve. And I suppose that's the adoption phase. At first you might have a peaked interest, but it's like, hey, like we need to sort out what's actually going to be delivered. Otherwise, it goes nowhere.
Yeah, they need help, right? At the very beginning, we are thinking we are doing an open sea of luxury. But in reality, so we spoke with 130 brands, and in 90% of the case, they say, look, we want to do NFT, but we don't know anything. You are the expert. You have to tell us, what should we do? How many NFTs? What kind of NFT? How much we should sell it for? So we had to hire creative people to work on concept, because we're saying, well, we cannot just be an OpenSea. It's like we have an agency internally in a way, and we have to help them to propose 5 different concepts, to do many calls, to do, okay, maybe you can do this, maybe you can do that. What do you think about it? To do a lot of brainstorming session, because all the big luxury groups, they make billions, right? They make a lot of money, so they don't want to do it for money. And many times they tell us, well, the money we'll make, it will give to charity and stuff like that. And they care about their image, right? So they're scared. They're very scared, so they're very slow. They don't want to make a mistake. They don't because in a way they have more risk. I mean, they are already super famous, right? So they have, if they are more risk than upside in a way for some brands, right? Of course, if you're a smaller brand, you can take more risk because nobody knows you, so you want people to know you. So it's really interesting, but it's difficult to convince them. There's some brands, we did already 7 or 8 meetings. And after the other challenge is that the big group, you don't speak to the CEO, right? You speak to sometimes the marketing team, the digital team, the innovation team, something like that. And at one point, you have to go to the COMEX. So the COMEX is the board, basically, which is 7, 8 people, generally mostly men, over 60 years old. And they tell them about NFT, and they say, wow, what is NFT? Is it this Bitcoin thing? And they don't. And after you tell them, no, it's something digital, they say, why somebody would spend $2,000 to buy digital sneakers, whereas we sell the physical sneakers for $300 in the shop? They're thinking, well, it's weird. It doesn't really make sense. So you have to understand that there's younger generations, they spend 8 hours a day on their screen, and they don't care about their physical sneakers. They prefer to have a digital experience most of the time than to have their physical sneakers that you wear for 3 days and it gets dirty and you're not going to sell. If you want to sell, nobody's going to buy it. The value is only going down and nobody can see it because with the COVID, you stay at home all day anyway. So you don't even need shoes, right?
Yeah, it's just, it gets into kind of that loop because then it goes back to like what's actually being created and then what's being like valued. So I suppose getting through like those thresholds of those old fucking people is always going to be the case, but when you do break through and you focus on something there called experience, which is exactly where I want to go on this, is like, how do they constantly create like more experiences with it? So when you're building out your digital real estate and all that universe, so you've built 150 villas, 2 art galleries, and 1 shopping mall with 50 shops, right? So taking that NFT concept, kind of rolling it up into that kind of model, like what was your approach for this? Was it the fact to take all of what's happening over here and then display it in a universe that people can interact with and really engage with?
Yes. So the starting point is that I was in Dubai, and I met a company who has a very big shop in the Dubai Mall. And they told me, well, it's the biggest shop in the world. But I say, yes, but it's a shame because to buy something in your shop, somebody has to take the flight and go in your shop and buy something, right? Well, why don't you have a shop in the metaverse? And they say, well, maybe it's interesting, we can think about it. After the meeting, I did a tweet. I did a type form in 2 minutes. put a link as the community. If we do something, if we do like the Dubai Mall of the Metaverse, who have an interest to invest in a property next to the Dubai Mall of the Metaverse. And we had something like 455 people that say they have an interest to invest 6 ETH. So it was like $8 or $9 million in a couple of weeks of interest. I just did one tweet and a type form I did in 2 minutes. I say, wow, it's very impressive. So first we bought lands on Sandbox, 3 big lands. On the first one, we're doing Exclusible Luxury District, 150 villas that we're currently selling as an NFT. Each villa is between 4 and 6 ETH, a different style of villa, different village, different cities. The name of a village can become the name of a brand. Like the NFT, at first, it will be a village that nobody knows. And if I sign a big brand in 3 months, you will wake up and say, wow, now this is the Gucci, Dior, or Louis Vuitton village. So it's also the idea to create alignment between the brand and us, so that the more brand we sign, the more value, because if you have Dior, Gucci, or Louis Vuitton indicated on your NFT, it's pretty cool. And we're talking now, we will announce that some museums that will work with us, some even VC, couple of venture capital fund that ask us to open their HQ in the Metaverse, and some shop. So in the shop, you go there and you can buy stuff. Either it simply redirects to their website, or you buy directly from the shop, or some other brand or museum. It's more like a concept store or museum, just something to see. So this is first project. Second project, we do Exclusible Islands. We are building 25 exclusive islands and jet skis and yacht, where we will do some event. It's like you belong to a club, and we will organize as well concert in the Metaverse. And if you own this villa or this island, you will come to the event for free. Sometimes we can do a physical event, and it's like you're a super VIP member of the club. And the third project, we bought the largest land next to Snoop Dogg, where we call it Exclusible Hills, but basically a kind of Beverly Hills of the Metaverse, where it will be focused all about entertainment, sport, art, and to collaboration with artists and celebrities. Because maybe I can explain what Snoop Dogg is doing in the Metaverse, because it's quite interesting. Is that Snoop Dogg in Sandbox is building a casino, he's selling lands, he's selling 1,000 tickets for his concert that he's doing in the Metaverse. He's selling 3,000 early pass for the Snoop Dogg pool party. He's selling 5,000 avatar. He's selling 20,000 Snoop Dogg supercar. And if you go on his Twitter, every 2 days he's talking about the Metaverse. He was at TV in the US a couple of weeks ago to talk about it. And it's a way for him to target a new audience, to look cool, and to do something fun.
That's literally fucking bonkers, by the way. Like, this end to end is crazy. I love it. But basically, let's go back a second. So when you're building the brands, so you're getting the brands in the villages. So how real estate works, obviously I have very limited knowledge of this, but the land value increases depending on how valuable it is, proximity to resources, fucking all that kind of good stuff. How are you valuing these properties, these villas, as well as like the mall, whatever? Do you literally have someone to come in and actually value it, or are you going to start off as a miniature version, a miniature city or village, sorry, and as you get brands, the valuation increases? Like, how does that work? That's my first question. And my second question is, like, where's the original payment coming in? So, like, did you bought land off Sandbox, that's paying to Sandbox, then someone will come in and buy it off you? Is that how this works?
No, first, when you buy the land, you don't buy from Sandbox. You buy from someone else. I don't know the name because it's on the blockchain, right? So it's Web3. So this is what is great, is that I bought the land, but tomorrow I could sell the land, right? But this is not what we want to do. So you have a secondary market, and you compare. Okay, this land is a bit far, is like in the countryside of the map, is 130 ETH, but the one next to Snoop Dogg is 175 ETH. So I pay more, but it's quite cool to be next to Snoop Dogg. So it's like in real life, right? If you want a good location, it's more expensive. And so first you have to buy the land, and after like in real life. Either you keep the land and you don't do anything, or you build something in it. What do you build in it? You can build a house, you can build a shop, whatever. Once you build your house or your shop, you can organize, sell a product, you can organize event, you can build a concert room, you can. So like in real life, you have architect and builders.
Mm-hmm.
So you pay a team, and if you want them to do an amazing building, it's more expensive than if you want them to do a simple building. So it's a bit like if I build a exclusive residency somewhere in London, where we'll tell people, look, in these residencies there will be amazing bar, restaurant, nightclub, amazing apartment, and it's going to be really cool, and people are going willing to pay a premium. So to give a concrete example, now if you go on the OpenSea or Sandbox, you can buy a land for 3.3 ETH. It's about 1 hectare, 100 meters by 100 meters, to give an idea, an equivalent. So it's like, and we sell a villa for 4 ETH. So it's like if you tell your friend, well, do you prefer to have a land in the middle of the countryside and to be by yourself, or do you want a villa in Miami Beach for a bit more, 50% more money, and we will have lots of fun and parties? It will be cool. Most people will say, okay, let's have some fun. What I'm going to do with this land? Once I have the land, I have to build a villa on the top of it. But if I have a villa and nobody visits me, it's kind of boring, right? So yeah.
How do you build that experience? So you were saying there about the inputs, like, so you have engineers, I imagine, you have designers, but when you're hiring for this, because I know you're obviously hiring aggressively, like what the fuck do you hire for? Like, do you say, hey, I need someone to build a 3D, so it's 3D based, obviously? Are you leveraging other technology? Are you using APIs? Like, what's this conceptually? Like, how do you put it into theory?
Yes. And it's interesting because, again, it's the same as in real life. If you want to build your house, you can do your own design. I mean, the standard design that everyone is doing, or you pay an amazing architect. But of course, it's going to cost a lot of money. So in this project, we did kind of everything internally, and with some agency, we have 3D designers and everything. But now we start discussion with super famous architect in the real world that also want to do stuff in the metaverse. So here you have to say, okay, what premium are people willing to pay, right? Are they going to pay twice more or 3 times more to have a villa designed by a famous architect? And to give another funny example is that now we're selling the islands, and there's a couple of billionaires actually that reach out to us to say, look, I want the biggest island, so we'll sell islands between 25 ETH and 65 ETH for the most expensive one. But on this island, they say, I want to bring my famous architect to design an amazing villa on the island. So it becomes like a custom-made service. We say we have to do meetings between our builder and the architect to say, okay, this is the size of the island, the configuration, send us the plan. And also what is great in the metaverse is that you can, I mean, you don't have the same limit that you have in real life. In real life, there's many things you can't do technically, or either the city hall, you need the approval of the city hall, or just it's too expensive to do suspended pool on the top of you're in the living room and you want a suspended swimming pool, some crazy stuff. But here you can be more creative in this digital world. You don't have this issue. So it's quite interesting. Some people just replicate the real life, and some people do something a bit more crazy. And after, once you have this, you can, like in real life again, say, okay, I want to do my birthday on my island, and I'm going to invite only these 50 people on this list. To join the birthday, you need this specific NFT on your wallet. This is how we recognize the people. And I'm going to invite this famous DJ David Guetta, and only my 50 friends, my 50 guests are going to be able to see and listen to David Guetta, that you can potentially see on a screen in live performance, see him mixing and speaking to you from his living room. Uh, and it's pretty cool. And we did actually 2 weeks ago our first metaverse party. It was in Decentraland. So it was an experience. We didn't know if people would like it or not, right? So we organized a party for 1 hour in the casino of Decentraland. A DJ came. You had a big screen where you saw the DJ actually mixing, and everyone loved it. So now we have have been the NFT Paris conference asked us to organize a Metaverse party on the 21st of January, and it's free and everyone can join. It will be on Decentraland. Basically, you just need a computer. It's free. You create your avatar. Your avatar can wear whatever you want. And the DJ is coming for 2 hours, and you walk around and you dance and you speak to people and you listen to the music, and the DJ is speaking to you sometimes, right? The guy saying, big up to Chromo Space, we bought 2 NFTs this week. It's kind of like in a real party, right?
Man, this is fucking nuts. But like I completely see like how this could just become so addictive as well. Like as in when people like the human experience of it, which is what you're trying to match, and then you're matching the kind of like imagination element of it. My question off this though is that like how do you make the experience like super super realistic? Because I suppose that's kind of like when you're at an early stage technology, it's not as far on in the kind of development. So are you working really hard to kind of improve that? Because I suppose moving it away from kind of a gaming experience, or is that the idea?
Yes, so today the solutions are not perfect, right? So sometimes there's a kind of a bug and it's not that great. But after we did the party, we did a survey with the community. They say, did you enjoy it? And 100% of people said yes. Was usually it never happened, or 100%. After say, should we do it every month? 100% again said yes. And it was great because you had this big screen where you saw behind the webcam the DJs actually speaking with you. So you see, well, that it's a real guy. Like now I see you and you're speaking to me. It's real music. It's a real guy. He's talking to us. His live performance. So and I can still interact with the user. And what is funny is that it was only, we booked him for 1 hour. So after 1 hour, some people left, but most people, they had fun. They didn't want to leave. And it was in a casino in the game. And many people, they went upstairs to the casino. They didn't want to stop to leave the party in a way, right? So they went in the casino to play poker, to play real money. And they went on the Discord, why guys did you leave? Well, let's go at the casino now, play and have fun. I don't want to stop the party. So it was really interesting to see that it's like in real life. You go to party and your friend telling you, no, don't go home. It's so fun. Let's go there to another bar, or let's go to the casino now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. As in, like, I completely understand like that kind of like element of like when it becomes that developed and people see it as an alternative to that kind of like, I suppose, like where they can't do it at the moment. And that's where you hit the perfect niches where, as you said there, sitting at home, can't go out, this is the alternative. How are people actually connecting with this? You said just with a computer. Like, do you need the element of like, fucking Oculus goggles, or can you just, how does that work?
No. Example, Decentraland is very simple. So you need your computer. If you want to have the full experience, you need a MetaMask. But even if you don't have MetaMask, you can still visit. So it takes 2 minutes, right? You can choose on the map. You say, okay, you have the beach club, you have the casino, you have whatever. Samsung opened the shop 3 days ago. So you can visit the Samsung shop. You can do whatever you want. You can decide to buy something, but it's free. Even what you wear, either it's free, or either you buy a Gucci t-shirt or whatever. And it's really cool, but it's still early. Like Decentraland is about 500,000 people per month, to give you an idea. And Sandbox is still in the alpha V2 that they're calling. So now we're developing some games as well, because if you want people to stay, you need either an event or you need a cool experience, like a game. So in Sandbox, we're developing a golf game, swimming with the sharks game, playing bowling, football game, and stuff like that. And you can have some play to earn. Like, okay, you tell the community, the person who has the best performance at playing football, we will give him a free NFTs or something like that. Because if there's no experience, people, they stay 10 minutes and they say, okay, I'm by myself. I have nobody to speak to and nothing to do. So
build the experience.
But I'm leaving. But another example that may be interesting for you guys is that yesterday I had a call with a big, one of the top, I can't say the name, top, strategy consulting firm, strategy consulting firm in the world. And basically the guys, they do every year a big an annual conference for all the partners of the company, like 1,000 people, and they tell us, look, what we do, it's quite boring, and also with the COVID, not everyone can travel, and we want to do something fun. We want you to help us to do a party in the metaverse where also the partner can say, for 30 minutes, it's about talking, doing a presentation, and after there's a DJ, there's something fun. And I was surprised because it's one of the top firm in the world, but they're willing. So I told them, look, I have to be honest, it's not perfect. There will be some bugs. There will be, say, well, but it's all, we fine. It's about doing an experience, trying something new. Of course, it's not perfect, but let's try and see. And it's a learning experience for
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, for everyone. Like, I suppose if you don't take that first step to just create something that's an MVP, like, how the fuck is it going to get to a great stage? But that's good. That's, really interesting to hear, like, big companies getting involved as well, because, like, they're obviously just looking in terms of, like, experiences. But
Yeah.
one area I wanted to get into, which I think is pretty cool around this as well, is like valuation. So obviously, like, everyone under the sun, including my grandmother, is buying fucking crypto these days. Like, there's no doubt about that.
Mhm.
So my kind of question is, like, how do you see, like, the kind of correlation between just the crypto markets as a whole towards interest and maybe valuations of NFTs and the metaverse? Do you think there's a scenario whereby, like, let's say if there was a market crash, would that influence a lot of the prices and influence a lot of the demand, do you think?
Yeah.
Or how do you kind of
Um,
proportion that?
I think it's case by case. When it's a profile picture, it's difficult to give what's the valuation of a profile picture because the valuation is in the utility of what does that give you. For example, the Bored Ape, now it's 70 ETH or more, 77 or something. But the valuation is in the fact that Eminem bought Bored Ape last week and now he put it as a profile picture on Instagram. So it's quite cool. So how much do you value to be part of the same club of Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, Eminem, and these kind of people? So it's a tricky one. For real estate, some people ask, okay, you're selling the villa for 4 ETH, but why 4 ETH? Why this price? We say, well, like in real life, when I did valuation of my house, they have different method. The expert come, he say, look, one method is he go on the web on the internet. What's the price of the house in your area of the last transaction, right? So it's a comparable method to look at the market. And the other method used in real life is, okay, this, if you want to build the house, this is the price of the land plus the price of the construction plus the margin of the real estate developer, right? So here the same. I tell people, look, but here you have a marketing cost as well. You say, first we buy the land. Second, I have to pay builders to build something. Then I need to invest a lot in marketing and partnership to do some cool experience and develop games and experience. And we're a company, so we have to make a bit of profit, right? But also we have to look at the competitors. How much are they selling? And we tell them, look, we think we can do something better for a cheaper price. So we think we're competitive. But of course, there's a lot of volatility in the crypto market. It's difficult to say where the market go. But what I see, something a bit similar, is that with a crypto, like if you have the top, like Bitcoin and ETH, on the long run, you're sure you buy it, you wait for 10 years, for sure it's go up, right? Okay, it's go up and down, but on the long run. The same with NFT. If you buy the blue chip, like the CryptoPunk and the Bored Ape, all this one, I mean, you're pretty sure that it should be there in a few years. And you have the equivalent of the shitcoin, right? You buy something, you go 10x, you lost 99%. And this is the same with NFT. Every day there's people now, any 12 years old kid, I think on OpenSea you have more collection of NFTs than number of villages in France. So it's tens of thousands of collection. So some people believe, the same. They say, okay, I bought this coin. Maybe it will be like Bitcoin. I bought this coin for $0.0001. Maybe it will go to $50,000. But it doesn't happen, right? I mean, but sometimes some people, you can make a 50x, 100x. But it's also the same in the VC, in the traditional world, right? The VCs, they invest in 10 startups. Okay, 5 of them go to bankrupt, 3 of them go okay, and 1 of them is a Revolut. And you say, yes, One of them I make 1,000 times my money, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fucking interesting because like it's kind of more like the industry like awareness, like where they are, like where's the consumer sentiment. You look at that kind of sentiment radar where it's like extreme fear, extreme greed. So it's kind of like in the moments of extreme greed, maybe these prices of NFTs and stuff are getting pumped harder. But I'm trying to like do a scenario analysis in my head, and that's kind of a question is like in an event whereby you have like a fucking 2 years of a bloodbath bear market, do you think consumer sentiment may alter in terms of the metaverse and NFTs because your 4 ETH is now only worth $800 if ETH goes to fucking $200? So this is I'm trying to play through some scenarios.
Yes. And also something interesting. People say, okay, if I buy your villa, how much I can make in profit? I say, look, myself, I don't know, because there's many parameters, right? One is the price of the land. Like in real life, if the price of the land go up, the price of the villa go up as well. The other is the marketing. Now we have 10,000 people in the community. So if we have 1 million people in our community for only 150 villas, of course, there's a big demand and the price should go up. And I say, look, if you wake up in 3 months and the name of the village change the name and become Gucci, Dior, Louis Vuitton, how much do you value that? I have no idea. Are people going to pay twice the price, 3 times the price to have the Gucci name and logo on his NFT because there will be the Gucci shop in his village compared to a village next to it in the exact same house, but it's not the Gucci village and there's not a Gucci shop? I don't know. It's part of the experiment to know how people are going to value this flex in a way, right? You can buy a Gucci bag or like Hermes Birkin bag, 20,000 it costs about, or the same Hermes Birkin bag but without the logo Hermes. It's a $200 bag, right? And so yeah, but it's cool to have a Hermes bag, right? So it's funny. Yeah, the cost of production in luxury is super low. It's the same with perfume, right? You buy a Chanel perfume, $70, but I think the cost of perfume itself, it's $1 or $2. So all the budget is in the marketing because it's cool, right? You have a Chanel perfume, you don't have a shitty perfume from the supermarket.
Of course,
Well,
of course.
it could be the same in the bottle, but yeah.
It's perceived value. It's the same fucking thing. It could be the exact same, but it's how it's perceived. So like I think that kind of an issue as well, like what kind of like those crypto kind of altcoins, as you said, is like, someone's buying it for price go up theory. Like they just hope that the price goes up. They're not necessarily looking at the value. Whereas it's someone like yourself who's building an experience in Sandbox and is saying like, look, okay, we're building all these different areas and that's what like you're trying to focus on. Whereas a lot of people are like, as you said, like you're buying fucking 0.0001 Shiba Inu, whatever the fuck it's called, and you're just hoping that it 10x. Whereas no one's looking at the application of it. Now people will say that they're looking at the application of it, but they're not looking at the application of it.
Yeah, in crypto you have, because I also invest in crypto, so you have all the DeFi. So the DeFi, you can compare what is the TVL, the total value locked, compare ratio market cap on TVL. So kind of a way to calculate multiple comparable growth of number of users, revenues of the protocol. Are they going to distribute? What happens if they distribute these revenues as kind of dividends to the holder of the token? And you have also meme token, which is more difficult to value. Like I have a token called People, which is a meme. It's a meme token, but there's no team, there's no roadmap, and there's no product. But people like the word people because it's like giving back the power to the people. And yeah, I made like 30x on this, whereas there's nothing, right? It's like a shit coin. There's absolutely nothing, and it's one of my best investment. And there's the same with Shiba Inu or Floki. Floki is the name of the dog of Elon Musk. So Elon Musk 6 months ago, he did a tweet. He said, "My third dog will be called Floki." Somebody created a Floki token. 3 months later, he take a photo of the dog. He said, "Floki arrived at the house." The price go 20x. Then after Floki, where they were kind of smart is that when you bought the token, you had kind of a tax of 5% or something like that, and they use this money for marketing budget. And everywhere at the TV and stuff, if you went to Dubai airport or whatever, you miss Doge, you can buy Floki. So they were at the big, it become like a big investment in market, even in the tube in London. And in London, they had to stop the crypto ads or something like that because it created some problem. So it's kind of, yeah, it's, and I was debating with my friend, what happened if the dog Floki die? You know, what happened? Look, Elon Musk got separated from his girlfriend. There were debate with the team, but who is going with the dog? Maybe the dog will go with the girlfriend. But if you go with a girlfriend, is the girlfriend going to take a photo of Floki and put on Twitter or not? It's crazy. It's fun
It's
and
just
crazy
it's just
sometimes.
a whole different world, like, you know. The last thing I want to say on this is around like investing. So like, you know, obviously fucking people are buying like shit coins and looking for that 30x on random coins. But like for retail investors, so people with, let's say, less than $500, can they invest in the metaverse, and how would they go about doing it?
Yeah. So I can tell you a secret of what we will do, because the challenge now, we build villa, but it's expensive, right? Between 4 and 6 is the island will be super expensive, and on the third project, what we will do, we will build apartment. Because now, if you go on Sandbox, you want to buy a land, the minimum price 3.3 is to buy one land. That's the minimum. So what we will buy land, we will build a tower, like maybe 100 flat, and maybe we will do collaboration with a celebrity. I don't know if you like football, Kylian Mbappe, or
Mm-hmm.
you have this kind of thing, and you have the Kylian Mbappe tower, and you will have 100 apartment. And because there's 100 apartment, we can sell at much affordable price, 0.5, 1 is, I don't know. And here it's like you tell your friend, okay, you want to buy a land for 3.3 is, or you want to buy a flat in the Kylian Mbappe tower for 0.5 is. And how much do you value the fact that this brand is in partnership with Kylian Mbappe? Maybe it gives you some real life utility. Um, but also what we will do, like with the islands, because it's expensive, maybe we will sell some jet ski for a cheap price, so that some people, okay, if you have a jet ski, maybe you will be invited to some event or something like that. We see the NFT in many times like a VIP pass, right? Access pass to a club. And that's why our NFT Exclusible reached all-time high in yesterday and today. Example, to buy the villa, if you want a priority, because now there's so many people they want to buy your villa, we say, well, you need the Exclusible NFT.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, many people bought the Exclusible NFT, the price go up. And maybe we could say, okay, if you want the island, maybe you need the villa. If you want to come to the next party that will be super cool, that can be a real life party or digital, maybe you need either a villa or an island or something. So yeah, in a way, we want to become a kind of a club, and in a way, now we describe ourselves as a kind of a lifestyle brand, right? If you want to go to a cool nightclub in London, the guy will tell you, well, either you have to come with cool friends, and if you're only guys, you don't go in. You have to come with girlfriends as well, or you have to spend a lot of money at the VIP area, right? But you need to dress up in a very cool way, or you need to be a celebrity or whatever. Otherwise, you don't go in.
Of course.
So it's a bit like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I suppose it becomes then like you offer that kind of tiered approach. So you entry level apartment, the fucking jet skis, and then it can slowly kind of taper up. And that's good from your perspective as well, because like they're buying into your NFTs, they're buying into your tokens, and they're driving that kind of price. So you are building that community, I suppose, and that's kind of the whole fucking purpose of it, isn't it? That are all kind of within your ecosystem, but then
Yeah,
on this platform.
yeah. Also, something to explain, it's important, is not all NFT should go up and will go up. Example, if I tell you you buy the NFT of the jet ski and it give you one ticket concert to go to Beyonce concert. I mean, after you see Beyonce concert, the ticket is used, so the price of the jet ski will go down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and now one of the issue of the market is that there's a lot of speculator, right? So we want to move from a speculator to a consumer world. We want to bring the next 1 million people to NFTs. We want people to be able to pay with their Visa or MasterCard, to target people on, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. And the same way that, when you buy a sneakers or bag, sometimes it goes up, If it's limited edition sneakers of Nike, if it's Hermes Birkin bag, it goes up. But in many times, it go down. So I think in the future, the average price of NFT will go down a lot. You will have many stuff for $50 to $100. Now the issue is a gas fee, right? You buy an NFT for $2,000, you pay $200 of gas fee, unless it's on Polygon. But Polygon in terms of user experience is not that cool. So yeah, the challenge will have to how to make it simple for my mom to buy an NFT. How will have to be affordable, because if I tell my mom, look, you buy this photo of this frog for $3,000, say, you think I'm crazy? What the fuck I'm going to do with the photo of a frog for $3,000? But if you tell, well, there's something for $50, and maybe you have a discount, or you're invited to something, or you have a priority right to buy another bag in real life, or you're invited to the défilé of Chanel, or I don't know, or you receive by post perfume or something that my mom can understand. And yeah, we need to do more mainstream stuff so that everyone can understand. Example, when we will sell the islands, you will also probably have a flight ticket, and you will have 1 week on holidays. You will go to a nice restaurant, and once a year there will be an amazing party, physical party, just for the 25 owner of the island. Like if you do a super private party in real life, sometimes it's a digital event where we invite everyone and a great DJ. It's to connect both worlds, digital and physical.
That's class, because I think the biggest thing at the moment, I suppose, the friction. So with a fucking somewhat of a software background, like the biggest blocker for platforms being built is having some sort of friction, you know, multiple steps. And that's kind of what's there at the moment. You're transferring money to this wallet, to that wallet, and then you're going up, and then there's gas fees to consider. And then really what happens is like you see like the life kind of span of a customer, and they'll drop off for each step. So when you bring that as simple to your parents, for instance, and you're able to just get on a platform and just buy what you need and move on, that moves into becoming a consumer item, really, doesn't it? Because like you just need to make it simple and remove any sort of friction.
Yeah, and what I noticed as well, the most difficult is the first, to buy your first NFT or to do your first metaverse experience. And once you do it, you love it, and you become kind of addicted, right? But it's the same with every new, at the beginning of television, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 years ago, nobody wanted a television, right? And once you watch the television for a few days, you say, wow, I need a television. And after, the same with the iPad, with everything. At first, you say, why do I need an iPad or iPod or this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
Once you
100%.
use it, it's cool, your friend look at it, you have a network effect, and it's becoming huge.
100%. The last area I want to get into before we finish up is around careers. So being a careers podcast, it'd be weird not to finish on this note. So what are the opportunities for young people? So I'm a 25-year-old dude. For someone like myself to get involved in careers there, like what particular roles are you hiring for, and what should people put their energy in to become, fucking hugely valuable in the space?
Yes. So, by the way, we have a website, jobs.exclusible.com. So jobs with a S. And by the way, we are looking at the moment. We need a social media manager for Twitter, and we are struggling to find the right person. So you can apply on the website. I'm checking how many we have. More than 10 job offer at the moment. And yeah, there's the issue is that there's no. I mean, it's not an issue. Every time we hire people, we have to think, okay, what kind of people we have to hire? We have something about real estate, luxury, crypto, NFT. So do we hire somebody coming from luxury brand? Do we hire somebody coming for crypto? Do we hire somebody coming from traditional real estate? Do we hire a 3D designer? Do we hire a real architect in real life, or a geek on his computer that can build something? And I think that's why that you need a bit of everything, right? So in my team, I have people from traditional luxury world because they speak the luxury language to speak to brands. And I have geeks that have been in blockchain world for years, and I have NFT collectors that understand the NFT community and Web3. So I think in any skills, I mean, when you're a company like us, I need like guys. I have a marketing team, so I need people on Discord, on Twitter, stuff like that. I need developers, I need business development people to convince brands. So there's many. I mean, I will need a legal team as well to review the contract. So you don't need to. Yeah, you can come from the traditional world, right? You don't have to be a blockchain expert, right? If you just need to think, okay, I have these skills. What is your skill? It is marketing, sales, communication, PR. I don't know. Whatever is your skills, how does that apply to this specific company or sector? So yeah, historically in all the DeFi and crypto, it was very tech. You know,
Mm.
not to be a geek if you want to get in.
Mm-hmm.
But with more company like us, mainstream that want to bridge a gap between traditional companies and brands and NFTs, we need more like we will hire a head of marketing soon, and probably we will hire a head of marketing coming from something like Net-a-Porter, Farfetch, or luxury brand, rather than a crypto world. Because what we want is to speak the luxury language, right? We will become less and less of a crypto and NFT company, and more of a consumer brand. Because I think that in a couple of years we will not talk about NFTs. The same that Sorare did with football cards. In the mind of people now, they buy a football card. They don't buy a NFT. You know, NFT's technical world. People are scared. They just buy the card of Cristiano Ronaldo because they love Cristiano Ronaldo. So we want the same, that people buy the product, a digital product of Gucci because they love Gucci, and without having And where I will be happy is that when people buying, they don't care about Bitcoin, don't care about blockchain, but they just love the brand, right? Whereas
Mm.
now there's a strong, everyone in crypto look at NFTs, so there's still strong connection. But you don't have to love blockchain and Bitcoin, right? It's totally different. You just need to like the art or the brand or the NFT, or you just have to love real estate to get into the metaverse. When I was a kid, I was playing The Sims and Monopoly. And it's a mix between this. If you like digital
Mm.
world, gaming, and the themes are monopoly real estate, you will love this environment as well.
Yeah, it's just about fucking hopping on it, I guess, because like if you take your experience from whatever niche you come from, if it's real estate, if it's development, if you're an engineer, like obviously if it's an engineer, things can be slightly different, but like you're taking that experience and then bringing it across. I think people are kind of sitting on the sidelines, and I suppose what you're doing is being able to bridge that kind of gap and saying, look, you come across, you learn it, and it's like a steep learning curve. Like, man, if you moved fucking company, if you started a new company, I imagine it'd be pretty complicated at first, but you get through it and you just get on with it then, you know.
Yeah, I have an advice. Yeah, because sometimes some people apply to our company as an example. I tell them, well, did you buy an NFT? No, I never bought an NFT. So, well, man, you apply for a job for NFT company. At least to go on OpenSea, buy something for $50. You have to try the experience. So you can't tell me you love it, you have a passion for NFT. If you never try, you don't have to spend a lot of money. If you want to work in crypto, buy a tiny bit of ETH, $50. Even on Revolut, you can do it, right? I suppose as
Mhm.
well. So it's you have to try. You have to follow. You have to read about it, and you need a passion about it. It's not like a normal company. It's 7 days, 7 day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You know these things. So if you don't love it, don't apply for another work, because it requires a lot of commitment and passion. Even if in your job contract it's supposed to be 39 hours, you will probably end up doing more, because if at 2 a.m. there's a guy creating FUD in the Discord group, you say, shit, what is this guy doing? We have to block him, we have to reply, he's doing this, he's doing that. Or on the weekend, something happening. So you need a level of flexibility to like the startup environment, to like something very informal. You work from home. We are totally decentralized. We have an office. We never go there. We have people from all over the world. All the meeting on Zoom. Yeah.
I think your connection just dropped. Sorry. So, oh no, you're good. Yeah, that's it. Just jump in, and you have to love it, man. I'd like to say a massive thank you. I know we've been shooting for quite some time. This has been one of the most interesting conversations I've ever had in my life. I think it's fucking wacky, and I love it. And I'm a big supporter of what you're doing, and I wish you like the very best of luck in the future, because I think you're onto something great, and you're onto the future. And I think that if you keep on going, it's only going to go better from here.
Thank you very much. Yeah, everyone, feel free to follow Exclusible on Twitter, on LinkedIn, to go on exclusible.com to apply on the job, jobs.exclusible.com. It was a pleasure to speak with you.
Thanks, man.
And have a very good day.